Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome back to the Jeff Crilley Show. This is Sarah Crilley, and I am standing in for my dad while he's on a fabulous vacation to Florida with my stepmom, Victoria Snee. Hope you guys are relaxing out there while we're working in here. And I can hardly contain my excitement right now to have Maru on as my guest. She is a personal coach, business and life coach, speaker, and entrepreneur, and I'm just so thankful to have you here, Maru.
Can I just say that this is like a dream come true? And as I'm setting up my social media, right, because that's the way the world is going. So give me just 1 second. It's such a dream come true to be in the Jeff Crilley Show with the beautiful Sarah Crilley. You're doing such an amazing job. And I'm just so honored to be your guest today.
Yay. So Maru has almost 10 years of experience and has served people now all over the world. Is that right? All over the world, yes. Which is incredible. And you and I have been friends for about a year now. We just had a breakfast and we're just reflecting on the past year, which has been so amazing. And I'm so just blessed to be your friend and to see everything that you've been accomplishing over the past year, which is pretty incredible. So,
Likewise.
Let's talk a little bit about your journey.
Absolutely. So for those of you that don't know me, which is probably 99% of those of you tuning in the show, why are you so new to me? Because this is my first radio interview in the U.S. Yay! For those of you that don't know, I'm from Venezuela, born and raised, and I moved to the United States at the end of 1999, speaking no English. I used to do radio back home. And so I thought my dreams of being on a microphone and speaking were completely crushed. So when I moved, it was after high school, and I didn't even pass the TOEFL, which is the test of English as a foreign language for international students. So when I became a freshman at TCU, it was under probation. So it's been a long time since that because I speak very decent English.
Yes,
now I
you
actually
do.
get paid to speak now, which is kind of cool. But that's where my journey begins. It begins in Venezuela. I went to TCU, and I was super shy my first 6 years that I lived in the United States because I was extremely self-conscious to speak up. I had an accent, and I think deep down, since high school, I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to get paid to speak. I wanted to help people, and I didn't know what form or shape that would take. For me, how I found the way to live that dream and to now do it every day is I actually worked in a Fortune 500 company for 9 years, and I went up. How do you say that? I went up the rankings, or I
rose to the top.
Rose up not to the top, but I had a nice, a really successful professional career there, and I hit a point when I was about 26 or 27 that I started questioning everything, and I think we all have that. Some people call it a midlife crisis. Some people call it the quarter of a life crisis. It depends on when you are in life. I hit it around 26, where I had a rocking body. I was dating. I was getting my MBA. I had a nice job. I was a manager, and I was not happy. And I clearly thought there was something wrong with me. And I know many of you listening to this, maybe you've had a point where you had everything going seemingly right, but you're still not happy. And that was my turning point. Actually, a series of panic attacks was my turning point because I thought that, I needed to do a check. What is going on here? So what I found, if we fast forward, is that I wasn't lining up my work with my passions. My work, even though it was great and I was helping the company, I really wasn't helping myself. I wasn't fulfilled. So I had my first stint at entrepreneurship by becoming a certified image coach. And I did image consulting on the side. I think most entrepreneurs start with doing something on the side, and that was definitely my first step. I was a makeup artist and an image coach or an image consultant, and that got old really quickly when a client that I had helped joined me 3 months after we had finished working together, dressed up in green, like all in green nails, green glasses, green hat, green purse, green shoes. And she introduced me as her image consultant.
Oh.
At that point, I thought either I had failed or there was something deeper to people's transformations, that for them to really change their image, it wasn't somebody just telling them about their belts or their colors or their makeup, that there had to be something else for people to really change their style and the way they presented themselves. And that's how I got introduced to life coaching, because life coaching gave me a little... I know I'm live streaming this on Periscope, which we're going to talk about, and I have people commenting saying, "Oh no, on the green." Yeah, I mean, life will show you signs that either you're on the right track or not. And for me, that was a sign that I needed to change course. So I became a life coach when I was getting my master's degree at UT Arlington, and And when I was getting closer to turning 30, I decided I was going to change my life. I was going to start a revolution, and I was going to quit my job and start my business come what may. Well, what I learned about that is that following your dreams is not easy, because the minute I had made up my mind that, I had 9, almost 10 years of working in corporate and had a nice salary, nice impact there, but I wasn't fulfilled. When I was going to follow my dreams, I had all kinds of challenges. And it really took everything in me to stick with it. I mean, I'm talking about, family, health, like serious life, death situations in my family. I was pregnant. You name it. I'm not going to go into detail, but a lot of challenges that tempted me to stay.
So you had made that defining moment of changing from corporate America to becoming an entrepreneur. And then through those challenges, that following your dreams isn't easy, just like you mentioned. What got you through?
What got me through was the fact that a couple of things. I'm a big study of Joseph Campbell, and he talks about something called the hero's journey. And the hero's journey is the journey to follow your bliss, the journey to follow your passions. And in the hero's journey, he talks about the beginning of the journey. You're initiated, you're tested, you're tempted to go back to the old. So in my heart, I knew that I was just my commitment to my dream and my path was being tested. So that was a huge motivator. And another motivator was that one day I was going to have to ask my clients to stay put, to stay strong, to persevere. And if I didn't persevere, how could I ask someone else to persevere?
My guest right now, Maru, she is a personal life coach and also a business coach. Thank you so much for being on the Jeff Crilley Show. So let's talk a little bit about your clients that you take on, and who are you working with?
Yeah, so when I feel like life comes in seasons. So I first started my business out exclusively in person. I was doing life coaching and career coaching. Excuse me. And so I found clients through doing talks, through people that already knew my passion, because I have been speaking since 2010. I actually have traveled abroad to speak. And
wow.
So I just started telling people that I was doing that. So my first clients came from like former coworkers, people that I had spoken to at like chamber events. And I was pregnant at the time too. So it was a slow start. And then I just started doing career coaching. It was life and career coaching. When I found myself a year and a half ago, mostly working with entrepreneurs, it's like the people that were attracted to me or that I was attracting was entrepreneurs. So once I had built my business, I started teaching others how to do the same. And my clients are dreamers or are people that already know what they want to do, but they don't know how. So it's my typical client, someone that has either launched an idea, a dream, and they're trying to strategize and grow it, or people that they're at the beginning stages. These people are all over the world. So I've worked with people in Dubai, in Qatar, in Brazil, in Colombia, Canada, you name it. I've worked with people in 5 different continents, and it's something I'm very proud of.
So incredible. I mean, worldwide, absolutely incredible. So what is some advice that you could give to aspiring entrepreneurs or are in corporate America, but maybe they're listening to this right now and they're like, gosh, she's so right. What's the first step?
Okay, there's 2 different things. If you don't know what your passion is or what it's next for you, then that doesn't mean you don't have a passion or that you don't have a calling. So if you haven't found it, this doesn't mean you don't have one. You just have to keep searching. And how do you search? I think you have to keep putting yourself out there. You're not going to meet Prince Charming or you're going to find you're not going to hit the jackpot sitting in your couch. You know what I mean? Like you have to put yourself out there. So attending events, going on travel, and not being shy, because the way how I scored my first break, which was to get the corporate gig, I was waiting tables. I was just talking to people there. So I recommend definitely keep searching and also read The Big Leap. It's an amazing book that will help you.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Maru. Thank you so much, everybody who listened in to me today on The Jeff Crilley Show. And go ahead and follow us on social media channels. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, The Jeff Crilley Show.